It's an awesome day, exciting day. We got some cool things going on, so let's stick with us. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason, and we have got some amazing things going on here today. I'm going to take a few minutes to go over a couple things we've planted here recently, just to show you how they're doing, harvest a couple things, and then plant something else, okay? So it's an awesome day, exciting day. We got some cool things going on, so let's stick with us. Here's a section of these Blue Lake bush beans that we planted last week, maybe earlier in the week actually. And this is where we pulled up our onions from, and we're going to run these Blue Lakes through here. If you followed us for any length of time, then you know that I've got to have massive amounts of green beans. Angela and I both love them, and it's just something that we love to grow. And we have struggled this year a little bit with our green beans, not for anything we've done, but because we've had rabbits that just have went nuts on our beans. And so we've had to replant a couple of things here and there, and we're just going to keep planting because we want to make sure that we grow plenty of green beans. Because as you know, people are just really concerned about food and food security, make sure they have enough, and we're not necessarily freaking out over that, but I do want to make sure I've got a lot of green beans. Now over here we've got some cabbage and broccoli planted. We hadn't really talked about it much this year because it's kind of a side project. We've never really successfully grown cabbage, and only successfully grown broccoli once, and that was last year. And this year our broccoli struggled a little bit early and died off, so we had to replant the seeds early in the year. We wasn't really sure how they were going to do, and so we just wanted to make sure that, you know, we had something to show, or had something even informative at all to show before we really talked about it. And so we planted them over here in a raised bed as my chickens begin to cackle a little bit, so bear with us on that. But we do have some cabbage to harvest, so let's get to it. Pull this back and see what we got in here. These are small heads of cabbage. That was by design, okay? But they're good. 1, 2, 3 small heads of cabbage, it looks like. All right, so there we got three good small heads, but they're, again, small by design. It's a hybrid variety. I forgot the name of it. We got from, I think it was Gurney's.com. So the intention was for it to be small. The variety was supposed to be small because it's just me and Angela, and we don't eat a ton of cabbage. She likes a lot more than I do. So this one's the smallest one. It could have got bigger, but it's okay. It's still going to eat. And that one's pretty nice too. I mean, overall, I'm really happy with it. We've never really successfully grown cabbage here because we always fight the bugs. These cabbage moths, you know, get in there and just destroy cabbage like crazy. So we've always been fighting it. This year we had these little hoops that we bought on Amazon and some mosquito netting, and we created a tunnel with it that kept all the cabbage moths and other bugs really off of it. Some little bugs got in there and ate little holes like here and there. Nothing crazy really. The broccoli, on the other hand, it went to seed. Again, it struggled with it anyways. It's all right. Not a major loss. We're still learning on that. But we're going to take this bed and replant it with some more Blue Lake bush beans, right? More green beans are going to go in here later. We just want to show that, you know, small heads of cabbage are fine. You can do it organically without having to use pesticides on it and then spray a bunch of junk on there that you don't really want to do. And then here behind me we have some beans. These are contender bush beans that are doing really well inside of this green stalk. I think they're doing just wonderful, looking awesome. Excited about the production there. And now down here is where it really gets good at, okay? We actually had somebody just recently ask us to do an update on these purple rain tomatoes, and which is really cool because I was gonna talk about them anyways. So these purple rain tomatoes, hang on, let me get to them. Gotta weave my way through the traffic here. We put all these grow bags down and we've got a lot of production in them. As you can see, got a lot going on there, so I'm gonna weave my way down in here. And right here, this is the best look I can give you on these purple rain tomatoes. They're just amazing. Let's try to pick this up. Ow, it's heavy. Try not to mess with them too much because you don't want to hurt the fruit on them, but they are loaded with tomatoes. I mean, ton of big tomato, not big tomatoes, but a ton of really nice tomatoes. It's going to be a nice size. These these tomatoes are getting much bigger than this. As you can see in there, there's one. It's getting bigger. Focus in on there. See, there's one that's getting bigger. It's a nice size. And a couple down here. So to be honest with you, my opinion on the Purple Rain tomatoes, R-E-I-G-N, okay, Purple Rain. My opinion on those is that if you're a small space gardener, you gotta have them. If you're a tomato lover, you should probably grow them. If you grow in large spaces, you should still probably get them because they look absolutely amazing. They are supposed to be a variety that can handle without not being staked or caged, but they get so heavy with fruit that you may want to put something around them, right? They're doing amazing. We have 3 of those planted, and we also have 3 Roma tomatoes planted. All 6 of those plants in grow bags. And these Romas, by the way, are amazing as well. So here's a good handful. Some more down here below them. Some more here. One getting ripe right there. Beautiful cluster right here. See, look at that. Just big fat Roma tomatoes. And nice bit right here. And these Romas are really going to be kind of the focal point from here because we got 3 there. And if anybody has watched this, if any of y'all watched this for any length of time, we did a video earlier in the year about planting some fall tomatoes. The video is titled "This Might Be Ridiculous," but or something like that. So we planted another 30 tomatoes earlier, so the plants would be ready now, right? So this is what we got going on. We'll get in here, and obviously, look, this is sweet corn. It did not do that well. We had small ears. Don't know really what's in there. Don't know how it's going to look. But it's time for it to go. Never really successfully grown good sweet corn. We probably have some in there. We'll harvest an ear or 2 and see what it looks like. We've harvested one before, and it's just small, but it looks like the corn that's on it is good. Just not a lot of it, right? So sweet corn, never really been my successful spot. I'm gonna keep trying because I'm stubborn that way. On the other hand, this popcorn looks great. This popcorn has gotten bigger than the sweet corn, and it's supposed to be miniature. So, which it probably is miniature in reality, but it looks really good. I'll stand back here and give you a better look of it. See, it's nice and full. Good sized stalks. Looks really good. Again, that's popcorn. We've grown some last year. We had a couple of videos about it. We had some harvesting. One of them is mini blue and one of them is a strawberry popcorn, and both of them are supposed to be really small. Small ears, shorter plants, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful popcorn, red and blue. It looks awesome and it tastes delicious, so we love to grow it, and it's doing really well. However, where this sweet corn is at, we're gonna pull all that out and plant a bunch more tomatoes right there, because planting fall tomatoes will give you a much better harvest. We'll give you a staggered harvest. How about that? Not better, but just staggered more, right? One thing you gotta remember is when you're planting fall tomatoes, you need to plant fast growing varieties, and you also already have to have your plants going, right? And you can't just throw seeds in there now. It's probably a little late to start them from seed, but unless you live in a warmer climate. If you live in the south, I would maybe anywhere 7B and down, I don't know. You could probably just go straight direct sow right now. But it's good to have your plants started. Those Romas are started and they look really great. Let me show you. Here's the Roma plants that we're going to plant. They're a little dry now because I was trying to keep them dry before I planted them, but they look beautiful. And here's another one. It's called Subarctic Plenty, and they look really good as well. The Romas and the Subarctic Plenty both. The seeds came from M.I. Gardner. Okay, so he has beautiful seeds there. Good prices on seeds. We got those seeds from him, and they're both fast-growing tomatoes. The Roma, I think, was like 70-ish days when we planted it. So obviously, they've been planted for a few weeks now. The Subarctic Plenty, I think, was like 50 days. We've never grown it before, but it looks like a promising tomato. I'm not sure how big they're supposed to be. I've heard varying reports. It's not cherry sized. How about that? I know that, but it is supposed to be maybe a smaller-ish tomato, but plenty of them. I'm not exactly sure. So maybe a few ounces big. Either way, it's supposed to be a heavy producer as well. So why not give them a chance? Here in Southwest Ohio, we're zone 6A, 6B-ish, right? So we've got a chance. We got all of August, all of September at 60 days, and half of October. So we still got 75 days. Remember, we still have 75 days of growing weather here. Now, you also need to remember that wherever you're at, you can look up your first frost date and just Google it. You'll be fine. So look up your first frost date for your zip code or for your area, and you should just Google that and you'll find it. But you'll need to remember that days will get shorter. Okay, so here basically growing season is 13, 14, 15 hours of daylight. There's going to come a point in time, maybe in September-ish, that we may have 12 hours of growing light. So the days will start to be more. Basically, if something says it's 70 days to maturity, maybe you should plan on 78 to 80 days, because the days will start getting shorter. So add some time to that for most areas, right? That's just a good practice, because things won't grow as fast later in the summer and or into early fall. You got to remember that. Either way, it's time for me to get started pulling this corn out and replanting those tomatoes. All right, we got a bunch of smaller ears. A couple of them are medium-sized ears. Angela's gonna shuck a couple of them back and let you see them.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That's not bad.
That's pretty.
That's pretty corn.
It's really pretty.
Pretty corn. Really nice.
Smells really sweet.
Well, the brand is called Sweetness, okay?
It's named after my chicken.
The variety is called Sweetness. That's a nice ear of corn. That's pretty.
Yes, very pretty.
Not bad. Not bad again.
Not bad. Not as good as the other two,
no,
but
good looks.
it smells really good. It smells really sweet. This one, don't have much hope for.
Well, exactly. We'll do a couple smaller ones. I'm shocked, actually, that it's as round as it is right there.
Yeah, me too.
And here's a little one. We'll see what's in there.
Probably not much.
Eh.
I can get something off of him.
Yeah. Now Angela's probably just going to trim those off the cob, put them in bags and freeze them. We might get a couple of bags there. You think? A couple of quart bags to freeze? Probably.
And you don't have to blanch it
No,
first.
you don't have to blanch it first. That's not necessary. I mean, honestly, some of this stuff, if you blanch it, you got to think you're double cooking it, and you don't really want to double cook your food. It's not as good that way. I mean, corn will stay sweeter, and it'll just be better if you just cut it off the cob, freeze it, or freeze the cobs whole. It'll be fine. And so she'll do that. If we have any leftovers, we'll give them like a couple that are maybe just not worth anything. We might give them to the chickens later, and chickens will love them. But while she does that, I've got to get this ground ready, because one thing about corn is it compacts your soil really bad, and it uses up every bit of nutrients inside your soil. So if you're going to replant it, you've probably got to break it up somehow or another, till it again, and re-fertilize it heavy. All right, so I ran out of time last night to finish up these tomatoes. What I did do last night was I used our wheel hoe, and I just came through and broke up the soil some, because it is compacted, but I didn't want to get the tiller out, so I just used this wheel hoe to break up some of the soil. And now today I've planted these tomatoes and exhausted a lot of my fertilizer. As you can see, I got an empty bag of kelp meal, used a lot of my bone meal, most of my azomite, and I still have fertilizer left in there. And over here is 22 new tomato plants. Yep, that's 22 tomato plants behind me. We planted 14 Romas over here. We put 5 Romas here, 5 Romas here, and 4 more Romas here. Obviously, like I showed you before, those Romas are producing great tomatoes over on the other in those grow bags, so why not try to get more of that, right? Those are beautiful tomatoes. They're great for canning, and so we're really excited, hoping we can get something here. And then we planted, I think it's eight subarctic plenty tomatoes. That's the other one I was telling you about, that should just grow really fast, and we've never grown it before. So let's just see what happens there. Now I want to show you what I did though, okay? Since we're trying to just get max production, I did put them a little closer. I think it's 18 inches pretty much in a square between all of those, 18 this way, 18 that way. And so I got 5 in each row there, and I spread this next row out a little bit and did something different. If you can see down this line right here, what I've done is, yes, I planted 2 rows close together. Okay, first of all, the subarctic plenty said that you can plant them about a foot apart. Okay, they're saying you can plant them a little closer. We've never done it before, so we're just trying it. And so we did rows that were close together and separated them with this chicken wire, and used just some of these basic plastic step ins you can buy at Tractor Supply to hold up the chicken wire. I'll probably go buy some more of them because I just ran out. And so we're just trying something different. And yes, they're really close together. Obviously, I'm breaking some rules. Live with it, right? I don't mind breaking rules sometimes. But honestly, the reason is this at this point in time is that we're just looking for fast production. If you want longevity from your plants, then yes, space them out appropriately and do all that stuff. We're not looking for longevity. We only got 75 more days in the growing season, right? So we're just looking for some fast production off of plants that grow fast and that don't need as much spacing anyways. Okay, so we're doing some different things. Like I said, I use this chicken wire here to help support on each side. Probably going to get some more of these step-ins. And we planted the subarctic plenties are only about a foot apart. The aromas are about 18 inches or so, and we just wanted to see exactly how good or how much we can get in this small space. So this is 22 plants. We planted 8 subarctic plenties and 14 aromas. So we got 22 tomato plants in this really small space, and I'm excited to see how many we can get. Come on, kids, let's go. Alright, as you notice, we have the leftover corn and cabbage here, and the chickens are going to absolutely love it. So enjoy. By the way, I'm going to end the video here. So my name is Jason. That's Angela Kay. This is our Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.
Ha ha ha!